Joining me now, former Trump White House Associate Counsel May Millman. May, it's great to have you here this morning. Your initial reaction, I think the biggest, the eye-opening thing in all of this is it's this language of it's a criminal enterprise and the use of racketeering laws in Georgia to bring down this indictment against the former president.
Yeah, so Fani Willis, the district attorney in Fulton County, considers herself an expert in Georgia's racketeering law because she used it in 2015 successfully against a bunch of teachers. So this is a dog with a bone. She was very excited to use it. Everyone knew that she was going to use it. And when you read the indictment, it is a kitchen sink. It is Mark Meadows asking for someone's phone number. It's emails that have nothing to do with Trump or what Trump asked. It's just people doing things. And the RICO statute basically says, I'm going to take all of those things and I'm going to pin them to the group. I'm going to pin them to this criminal enterprise. And that criminal enterprise, she's saying, involves Donald Trump. And so in this case, she's not really being specific about what here is overturning the election and what isn't, who's doing what, whether Donald Trump had knowledge, whether he was participating. It is just random acts by random people that are all then being pinned on the former president.
Well, I think the big question here is because there's so many defendants in this, including Mark Meadows, his former chief of staff on down, Sidney Powell, Rudy Giuliani, Jenna Ellis, is the thinking here is that you're going to just, charge all of these extra people and then hope that some of them will testify against the president and further strengthen her case against him.
Yeah, it's basically the opposite approach of Jack Smith in the D.C. case, where he only went after Trump and didn't name anybody else. And people were wondering, well, maybe that's a strategy. People want to stay hidden. Mark Meadows' name is not listed at all. And then here's the opposite. I'm going to name you. Maybe you'll flip. I can't say that Fani Willis has a strategy that is legal. I can say that she has a strategy that is political. She is now a household name. She is running for re-election. Her new website just went live this week. So, is her strategy of all of the things in the indictment a good legal strategy? That will remain to be seen. But is it good for her in ginning up her base, which is purely Democrats? Yeah, it's great for her in that sense.
And we should say that the former president posting on Truth Social, why didn't they indict 2.5 years ago? Because they wanted to do it right in the middle of my political campaign. Let me ask you about this. Fulton County Superior Court Judge Robert McBurney allowing cameras inside the courtroom to take pictures and videos of the county clerk as the indictment was delivered. So it's not clear now, as of today, if they're going to be allowed in for his arraignment or a potential trial, which, by the way, she's saying 6 months, which seems a little quick to me. Federal judges in D.C. and South Florida, they ruled against the use of the cameras in those cases. What is your thoughts on this?
I am not in favor of cameras. I know that the argument in favor is you don't want this to be an inkblot test. You don't want statements to come out of the courtroom, and then if you're a Republican, you believe something. If you're a Democrat, you believe something. Kind of like Devin Archer testifying, everybody just ends up believing what they believe. You really want to see and show the people. And I understand that argument, but I think the flip side is that when you allow cameras in the courtroom, it is no longer about the truth. It is no longer about preserving the due process of the defendants, the multiple defendants here. Instead, it's about showmanship and the attorneys making a name for themselves. I think you see this in the White House press briefing room, where especially during the Trump administration, you would have a lot of reporters trying to make a name for themselves by really going after Sarah Sanders, going after Kayleigh McEnany, because they wanted themselves to be a household name. And that is purely a result of cameras. And I don't think it's good for our legal process. I don't think it was good for the political process to turn something very serious, like a presidential briefing, into a clown show.
All right. May Millman, thank you so much for being with us this morning and jumping in on this breaking news. Again, these indictments handed in late last night. So we're just getting to get a chance to read through all of it this morning. And we are just getting started.